I pledge allegiance to corporate industry and the United Banks of America, and to the media with its influence, our superimposed social standards, indignant with complacency and fast food for all. The intellectual revolution is happening right now, and every day we decide our own level of involvement. We've had a fear of success always, far more than rejection. The stars form, bound to fall, down forward direction. Start pouring the alcohol, ground floor is ascension. Hope you know this cul-de-sac, cause I relate to hate within. I sold my soul and stole it back, then I escaped the gates again. If this is hell on earth, talk of gated communities. I am said sell his birth and walks and ages so beautifully. It's ordinary Joe. Sort of wary though, so he killed his social network status, mortuary flow with that little numeral symbol. Keep the funeral simple like the dialogue. Type a line, deny the fog. Hide your eyes at the sight of God. I apply to that kind of job, righteous guy. Tight disguise of a spineless fraud. Perfect conservative worker bee. Not so fast. Search the terms of our nursery regarding permanent service fees. Quality guaranteed, built anywhere but here. Let me break anyway. Live every day in fear. They say we're orchestrating evil, but corporations are people too, coordinating sheeple and fornicating as we would do, weapons of mass consumption. Lacking in substance, that in conjunction with fact that corruption is vast and destructive, passive, reluctant, lasting injustice, apocalypse, imminent. America is not synonymous with innocence, mission accomplished, anonymous citizens. We're ordering a latte instead of revolution and listening to God say, what better said delusion? So I'll decipher the new apocalypse of birth to bear, like the cycle of human consciousness and birth of despair. I'll search for what's uncertain, work on what's there, because what hurts another person ain't concerned for what's fair. There's no truth here, only perspective, and the hopes for the new year are slowly neglected. Lonely rejected, evolution of open godlessness, happy New Year's, resolutions and broken promises. Black cloud cast down, city teeming with hopelessness. I am its weathered soul showing signs of previous ownership. Mischievous openness, reeks of devious showmanship. I found that without faith, it's easiest to cope with it, and still had a hard time believing you could be that hollow. It ain't the shepherd that bothers me, it's the sheep that follow. Feed the disease, breeding a greed that swallows, and you think you've got these demons deceived, but I know. Walk a thin line between narcissism and self-destruction. What can I say? That part afflicted is well constructed, hard to fix it. My heart is distant and disconnected. Starving art insisted a partial image had been reflected. Pieces to a puzzle. I don't know where to go from here. Much sleepless in a struggle when no one's over their hope of fear. It's grounds for obsession. Hear a stomach growling? That's a sound of recession with countless rounds of aggression. In and out of bounds now with bouts of depression. Been spinning in and out around town with doubts and deception. I can't call it. Sometimes I feel as if we're all but sick and dying. This could be a better place. Y'all just sick of trying. Feelings I could never shake. Alternate denial while you legislate. I medicate my altered states on fire. Down with lost souls in the misdirection of pain who had found their crossroads where the intersection had changed. And this is no intervention. This was never arranged. No, this is an interjection, a quick expression of rage. They rid us of exception. Fitted the rest for chains who are given to bigger questions and live for the lesser gains. So the walls are closing in. The waterline is rising up. The ceiling's getting lower now. In time it flies and dies with us. The winds will grow colder. Shoulder the burden. As these kids grow older, no, these soldiers are virgins. The children of men who had nothing to live for, just to pass love, but that's something to sin for. That's not enough. This vast dungeon will give more. I need the pain and chains and things to rearrange this reign of kings. Hundreds run ragged. What dad punished the kids for? Your father's an angry God. Warmonger, born conqueror, scores one that had changed these odds. I feel doom looming, the looting and shooting sprees, the grip on the noose loosened, and soon I'll be truly free. Barren, bleeding, barely breathing, yet spewing so fluently it said love conquers all. It's true, including me. You can see I'm not sure if I'm dreaming. Torn at the seams, she's not sure if I'm leaving. Still searching for something I'm not sure I believe in. At war with my demons, can't keep from drowning. These wings are holding on to the things that keep me grounded. The blackening of a heart, the collapsing of a soul, the scavenging in the dark for the patching on this hole. I just can't see what's happening. The gravity, its hold on depravity is maddening. This cavity, is cold, and I'm deep inside myself, keeping myself at arm's length, reaching I might help, the reason why else a calm strength. I knew it once before, this truant lust for war, this useless sin has use again, there's few I've trusted more. A loose leaf of loose ends, tethering poems, a few reasons you left together alone, and whether I've grown depends on the evidence shown of the reverence of better friends who'd set it in stone. Old flames and venomous thoughts, cold veins and treacherous loss, envious of the emptiness, growth pained, reckon of scars. No shame, no blame, so strange the texture is off. I don't feel the same anymore. Claim denial, threatening violence, hollow and vile, heckling tyrant, feign a smile for deafening silence, followed for miles by beckoning sirens, and I don't think it's an ambulance. Meander through the noise in my head, these answers few and choices have fled, powerless and out of control, countless insurmountable souls, cowered to a mountain of tolls, and gave up on the voices ahead. Even though it's taking its toll, keep focused, stay on the road, keep going, stay in control, try to keep from swerving out of it. The noises in my head are getting louder, turn it down a bit. Screw it, turn the music up, medicate, loosen up, meditate and use it, plus in truth I love the sound of it. Veins full of venom, my injustice grew from the paper, once what was destructive, now productive use of my anger. Trust was corrupted and such is proof of the danger, once love is a substance, what comforts you is a razor. Cut back on the poisons that keep threatening your sanity. Run ragged by choices in this menacing calamity. Brace for the reckoning, every second is damaging. Embrace all that's vacant, that's all you take from it. Vanity, some hollow existence. Follow the resistance and break the chains you wallow in to swallow up the distance. Evolution of a coup. Groups that grew apart. Proof is a best kept illusion. Revolution's in the art. And that's not a revolution, it's true. But it's a start. Language is to throttle as a scholar is to bearing sin. Anguish in a bottle and my tolerance is wearing thin. God is dead, mom is missing, bobbleheads for politicians, common sense apocalypse. Coddle friends and calm religion, knowing it is treason. Focus on the reason for mindless consumerism. Hold it open this and breathe in. Next stop, Nova Scotia. Xbox, Coca-Cola, ownership is freedom, so I'm going with this demon lady. Damn it, get your Roma wrong. Let's revolt tomorrow, baby, dancing with the stars is on. Yeah, plus I got work in the morning too. I guess I'm just worthy of mortgage and serving corporate goons. When I was a child knee-high, all of my wild dreams died. Searching for the promised tomorrow we borrowed. He lied. At least I got football, 50-inch HD flat screen. Good call. Should have bought a mirror to be clearer when you stood tall. You've misdirected your passion, standing at a crossroad. Which direction I'm asking? Little kids, lost souls, intersection of caskets. Where'd our American dream go? Constitution, liberties, that's all terrorist lingo. But my issue with religion exists in its limitation, in the divisive traits and sit-ins with litigation, and grim manipulation and scripture assimilation that's fitted to a decision with criminal implication. Why can't I say that in English? I'll keep carrying blame until the flames are extinguished, still trying to translate a visual language while dying to stand straight with minimal anguish, and I feel like I'm failing. I get so angry that I can't even think straight and feel it derailing. Paling in comparison, America's ailing daily is disparaging. We're barely aware and we can't find the clarity to carry it there. Cause hell's sinking. Swallowed envy, they're reeling in self-pity, and I really hope this hollow, empty feeling is quelled swiftly, and that's not my heart beating, believe me. It's a distress signal. Got a large demon to feed and we could be less vigil. Hear it howl as the sun starts to fall. You should fear the nearest town for the blood marks us all. Nation of zombies, ungodly and hateful. You take it, it's not me, but oddly I'm grateful for the pain that you'd caused me. And all that it may bring. It's true you did haunt me with talk of such great things, building success on the backbone of this anguish. That was home, the last throne you could vanquish, a vast unknown. Last poem in a language, I'm finally free. This is all that I am now, and rightfully me. A beacon of madness where breathing is non-conformity. You leech on the sadness and teach it to conquer cordially. Why the apology? Fight the ideology and silently you lie to me despite divine theology surrounded by idiots. Clowns and insidious people, countless and hideous, found them drowned in this city is evil. Still I see the good in it. Still I see what could have been, what should have been, what would have been if you could see the good in him. You're just too deep in your favorite sin. True. You needed new demons, brood, sleep, and take it in. So for better or for worse, we're forever to reverse. Don't shoot the messenger for lessening your worth when colluding with these creditors and senators since birth. Practically, actually embedded in this earth is our mastery of tragedy, the apathy we've earned. We practice a feigned indifference, maintaining a sickness. The frame rate is a glitch and we're placating the witnesses. Same way we save face, maintaining a business. I'm an American and still don't know what the dream is. A warlike people, standing fast for God is written, damned if not for enemies in manufactured opposition. Hand them back, you non-religion ordinary Joe. Cancer massive politicians promising to stay the same, taking blood by hand of God, but never taking name in vain. Clever snake is staking claim. He's so dedicated, legislative measures taken, medicated saviors only demonstrated taking pain. The system is broken. Too proud to call ourselves guilty, so the victims have spoken. Socialists, capitalists, motionless activists, change clothes, go back, toting explosive packages, case closed, closed casket, no exposing these savages, he acted alone. Need I say CIA's trashing your home, then tapping phones, see why they were pacifists? No. Recipe for peace with an appetite for destruction. How can we draw the line between sacrifice and consumption? Weapons free for centuries, passionate strife for nothing. Let that be their legacy. Afterlife is assumption. I've got something better planned. Some can never stand the political climate. Whimsical tyrants with a couple of clever plans for biblical violence, turning hundreds of tethered hands to cynical pilots. It's criminal. How we're given to silence and ridicule. It's an instrument of war, and if it's so minuscule, then what you implement them for? This is critical. To the resistance, insist it's the truth, but it's too inconsistent. Barbaric in nature, this is human condition. Our character's anger, losing the system, wicked and disillusioned as it chooses its victim. The system itself actually demands more. Came to make a stand? What exactly do you stand for? Switching sides of pickets on? Exactly what they planned for. The National Defense Authorization Act of treason. The intellectual revolution is happening right now. Every day we decide our own level of involvement. Art is a weapon. Artists have an obligation. Artists have an obligation.
Maybe we should go save them.